Hey there, this is Zero. Welcome to another episode of my Best of Loathing Let's Play series. Let's have some fun. So, here we are in the Lazier Dude Ranch. Last time, or the last two times, we explored that creepy circus. And then I saved here so I don't have to see it again. Now, let's see. I think it's finally time to visit the railroad camp. I kept ignoring until now. And before you can react to the sudden howling, a ghost train surges over a hill and roars past, just missing you. 3 skeleton train robbers arrive just behind it and barely avoid colliding with you by pulling back hard on their reins. The train vanishes in the distance and the robbers seem really annoyed by your interference. Then let's attack them and hope they are not that strong. Oh no, that should work. And let's see, pistol deals up to 15 damage and whipping our snake will only deal 10 damage. So then I say we will shoot one. And Alice can dismantle one instantly, so let's take this dude. A great skill to have, especially when fighting skeletons. Okay, great, they are not dealing that much damage and now only one is left and Alice can handle that just fine. So, victory! We gain skull chips, handful of loose teeth, and Alice surveys the scene and jots some notes down in her little notebook. Nice job. Now to the railroad camp. Here we are. Oh, this train looks really nice. Nicely drawn. I like trains a lot. Manifest Destiny Railroad Co. And the syntax on here. I'm sure it won't be long. Oh, some passengers on board already. And a sleeping fella and some whistling noises. This guy should never be put in charge of a switch. Well, I guess that's true. And someone with a watch. He's too busy playing with his watch to get any work done. Ask him where he got it. Say, that's a nice watch. Where do you get it? I bought it from this girl what runs a store down south of here. Name's Buttonwillow. Buttonwillow make something. Where's the store exactly? Oh, you can't miss it. It's right in between a cactus and a different cactus. He points to a spot on your map. You discovered a new map location. Buttonwillow McKittrick store. Thank you. Don't mention it. We can't don't mention it. And this is the girl who's whistling. She's not getting much track led, but she's an expert whistler. Sure seems that way. Sounds quite good. You approach the Bellegarde looking man with the tiny glasses. Howdy there, who's in charge of this outfit? If I'm being charitable, I'd say that the fellow over there in the white hat is the foreman. He points at the man next to the huge pile of rocks. And if you're not, he smiles. Then I'd say that paper-bagged idiot over there in the absurd white hat is the fella you're looking for. Alrighty, thanks. Oh, he looks really sad, and I think he has a fancy hat, but not as fancy as ours, so let's talk to him. Hi, are you in charge? I was wondering if there's anything I can do to help. You want to know something? I love trains. Oh, ever since I was a little boy. Huge, magnificent, roaring iron beasts. They were magical to me like dragons. When the opportunity arose to take on management of this rail line, I jumped on it like a shot. And you know what I learned? What's that? Organizing and building and running one of these operations is the most amazing pain in the ass you will ever imagine. You want to help? Congratulations, you're the new foreman. I am going home to play with my models. Swell, thank you. So this seems we are the new foreman. Can we interact with someone? I guess I'm the boss now? The man looks you up and down. Well, now I suppose you can't be any worse than that last clown. He extends his hand. Name's me, I'm your assistant. What's the situation? Well, I'm sure you didn't miss seeing this giant pile of rocks blocking our path. The surveyors say there isn't any other suitable mountain pass, so we can't reroute around it, even if we had the months it take. Any ideas? Well, by my calculation, we could dynamite it clear without too much trouble. Problem is, it will take a lot of dynamite. A whole year's worth, I figure. We used to keep that much on hand for emergency, just as this one, but a pack of goblins stole it all. Sneaky little vermins. Then, alright, I'll get it back for you. Glad to hear. The goblins are holed up over in Gustavin Gulch. It's a real rough place. You might want to spend some time getting the lay of the land and homing your fighting skill before you head that way. Especially if you plan to go in guns blazing. You discovered a new map location, Gustavin Gulch. We don't need that specific dynamite though. Any you can lay your hands on would be fine, so as long as there's enough of it. I look into it. So how much do we need? Is there a number? How much do I have? I think... Oh, that's the wrong button. I think we have, yeah, 6 dynamite and any luck finding a year supply of dynamite. The passengers are getting restless. Nope, not yet. So this doesn't seem to suffice. Then let's see. Oh, he mentioned a store. Button Willow store. Maybe we can buy some there. Your keen eyes detect a secluded cave in the near distance. Exploring it would definitely be a good use of your time. You discovered a new map location, Shaggy Dog Cave. Okay, this is an interesting name. Maybe we will visit this after we visit the store. So anything to do outside here doesn't seem that way. Then let's in. Oh, there is a barrel. Smells like pickles and looks like an empty pickle barrel. And what is this? At first you're excited because you think this barrel is full of pickles, but they turn out to be novelty rubber pickles. Oh darn. Then let's talk to the woman. The woman behind the counter stares at you with a huge grin on her face. She gestures at the goods she's got for sale. Then let's take a look. And she has a length of rope. And I used nearly all my money in that circus, so that's not good. Oh, she has a needle. We need lots of needles. Do we need nails? Maybe. I am good with money. She has no dynamite as it seems, but she has a length of rope. If you need to tie something to something else and you don't think string or twine or cord or jute is up to the task, you'll need some of this. Let's buy it. And what does she has? Sheep tequila. Increases your mysticality by 3 for the rest of the day. There are a lot of fine tequilas in the West and this is not one of them. Okay. The cheap whiskey increases my muscle by 3 for the rest of the day. This isn't the fanciest whiskey in the West, but let's face it, you're not the fanciest cowpoke in the West either. That's fair. Cheap wine increases your moxie by 3 for the rest of the day. The label says it's from Italy, so it can't be that bad, can it? Oh wait, it actually says it's from Italy. And here's a book. Ah, gives you the foraging skill. I want that skill so dearly. This book contains everything you need to know to turn the harsh, unforgiving desert into your own personal buffet. And the best part is that the buffet also has an open bar. That's great, and I wish I hadn't spent all my money, so... Can we sell something? Or the better question is, do I want to sell something? I won't sell clothes. Clothes are... I like to collect them, at least. Do we need the cool snake skin? Put it on your head to add +3 moxie. Oh, we can put it on our head. Well, we will find other coal snakes, so let's sell the bunch. Do we need a deputy pistol? I don't think so, we have a better one. The Dirtwater Bourbon. And our trusty, dusty turnip, we will keep this one. Ooh, that's right, we can sell the stinky emerald. Then... let's do this electric snakeskin. I won't sell that. It will add 7 spell damage, and we don't use that many spells, or I think not one until this point, but this was a big electric snake, so I'm gonna keep it until I got another one. Full canteen, gas mask. Oh, we can sell a gold tooth, but it's not worth that much. Let's sell it anyway. And those loose teeth, we'll sell them anyway. Maybe we would have needed them later, but anyway. Herbal remedy doesn't do anything, then let's get rid of it. The lock is not much. Pair of silver cuffling pickaxe. No, not getting rid of that one. Sarsaparilla. No, I will keep this one too. Do I have nothing else to sell? Ah, yes, unrefined meat nugget. 11 pieces, then let's sell them. And do we need those blood sausages? I don't think so. But they are not worth much either, so let's keep them. So, if we have 500 more meat, we must come back so I can buy that book. Then let's see. New item, new item, new item. It's this rope. Okay, no more description so far then. Let's look at the map. Oh, we can wander around, that's right. And here's the Shoggy Dog Cave. Then let's see if there are any shagging dogs in there. Your LV vibrato transponder starts beeping. You follow it to a small outcropping of L vibrato ruins in a nearby creek bed. Let's poke around. You find a few bits and pieces worth keeping. You got an item. L vibrato scraps 3. You got an item. L vibrato punch card. Excellent. I think we need 2 more scrap piles and then get back to the professor. Let's see. What is this punch card? This is a piece of thick paper with a few scare holes punched in it. It looks like the ones they used for the census back in the 90s. Alright, I know what this is from programming. Not that I use them, but they are known. These are a bunch of little broken pieces of El Vibrato machinery. The professor would be interested in them, I bet. I bet too. Oh, I placed my mouse wrong there. Nothing to do outside, then let's head inside. Shaggy Dog Cave. No shagging dogs so far, and there's a sign on the wall. There's a plague bottle to the cave wall here. Let's read it. A record of the events of the expedition to and into the Shaggy Dog Cave, November 1887, as recorded by Jim Plaguewright. Oh, nothing more text. Ah, well, more text on the wall here. There's a plaque bolted to the cave wall here. Read it. Having acquired through various and sundry means a story which is interesting in its own right, but better saved for another time, a map purporting to lead to a large cache of fuels and ingots of precious metals hidden by the infamous highwayman and train robber Black Hole Jr. in the years before the cows came home. I, Jim Plaguewright, along with 3 compatriots, these being Nathaniel Wyman, Cyrus Howard, and Douglas Watt, set out to find Shaggy Dog Cave and the aforementioned treasure. Well, oh boy, what's with the treasure? I would like that. Yeah, there's a plaque. Let's read it. Our equipment and provision consisted of 1 cart and a horse to pull it, 4 additional horses to be ridden, 2 shovels, a spade, and a mining pick, a large coil of rope, 1 large basket of eggs, as well as an assortment of other trail provisions and cookware, my own collection of blank plaques and engraving tools, 1 large and shaggy dog, and a butt for. And this will keep on for a while, I think. Yeah, let's read it. After traveling for 2.5 days to the south and east, we arrived at a small town named Dirtwater, the largest settlement in the vicinity of Shaggy Dog Cave. Leaving the dog to watch the horses, the 4 of us entered the local saloon and each ordered a beer, except Sai, who was satisfied with water. Yes, yeah, let's read it. The bearman provided our drinks and as requested and then withdrew a small wooden box from underneath the bar, asking us if we'd care to witness something real interesting. Considering that we still had quite a few hours left to travel, we politely declined and asked him if he knew the way to Shaggy Dog Cave. He replied that he had never been there personally but gave us rough directions which correlated nicely with the notes on our map. And to the next one. Let's read it. Upon leaving the saloon, we discovered to our dismay that some unknown villain had tampered with our wagon. Fortunately, the only supplies missing were the but-for and the entire basket of eggs, apart from one that Duck had concealed within a pocket for safekeeping. We also discovered that the dog had absconded with one of the horses, forcing Nate and Sai, after drawing of lots, to share. Very lot of time this took to engrave. After acquiring a barrel of fresh water for the trip, as well as a replacement but-for, we headed out into the open desert. The sun shone down merciless upon us, though we took small solace in the fact that it would have been far more intolerable had we made this expedition during the summer months rather than November. In order to pass the time on the trip and resist becoming dazed from the heat and susceptible to desert mirages, we exchanged stories of our youth, which I will not be retelling here for reasons of length. Well, I'm glad this is a lot of text. I just want to know what's with the treasure. However, I will relate to you 3 odd occurrences that happened to us during our trek through the desert. The first 2 or 3 hours out of Dirtwater, when Nate noticed a glint of sunlight upon a metallic object partially buried in the sand. This was revealed to be a brass oil lamp of foreign design and manufacture, which fortuitously still contained a quantity of oil. Deciding this might come in handy, we stashed it in the wagon with our tools. Well, quite the vocabulary, my man. Boy, is this cave long. And another one. Yeah, let's read it. Our next encounter was with a nomadic goblin tribesman who we discovered spoke excellent English. It inquired as to our destination and we replied that we were looking for Shaggy Dog Cave, though we did not disclose the reason for our journey. The goblin confirmed that we were heading on the correct course and mentioned that he had only a short time earlier witnessed a large and shaggy dog riding a horse in the same direction. We all agreed that this was an unusual sight indeed and continued our way. Then, oh boy, how long is this? Sometime later we encountered a large adobe hut occupied by 2 identical seeming old men with wild hair and long white beards. They invited us to take shelter from the heat, which we gratefully accepted, and introduced themselves as hermits. This struck me as peculiar given that there were 2 of them, but I felt it would be rude to question them on that point. One of the, sorry, this is just going on forever already. One of the, and it's so funny that there are so many plaques. I don't know. One of the hermits confirmed that we were near Shaggy Dog Cave, and the other hermit confirmed that what his brother said was true. They also commented that they had seen a large and shaggy dog riding a horse in that direction. We all agreed that this was an unusual sight indeed. The hermits refreshed our water supply in exchange for our but-for, and we continued on our way, excited to finally be nearing our goal. I hope I'm doing that too. After 2 more hours, we finally arrived at Shaggy Dog Cave, carefully keeping our excitement in check lest we become incautious. We unloaded our equipment and supplies from the wagon and took a brief respite in the cool shade of the cave entrance. To celebrate our arrival, Duck unpocketed and shared the egg he had saved from our basket that had been stolen in Dirtwater. Once we were rested, we decided the time had come to explore the cave. Finally. Lot of, yeah, let's read it. Discovering that we had neglected to pack torches, lanterns or any other light source with which to illuminate the cave, we declared that it was indeed fortuitous that Nate had discovered that antique oil lamp during our travels. He gave the brass a quick shine and then lit the wick, and we were relieved to discover that it lit easily and provided a very adequate amount of light. That's great. As we headed into the cave, we were further encouraged by the fact that the floor was quite even and easy to traverse, and there were no side passages which might cause us to become lost. Despite this, I resolved to hang a number of plaques to mark our progress through the cave, and I engraved them with the tale of our journey, such that others who discovered the cave after us might be entertained and edified by our story. Yeah, quite entertained until now. I hope there are not that many left. Soon we came to the end of the tunnel. While Nate, Kai, Sai and Doug took turns with the excavation, I completed the last of the aforementioned plaques. It was a matter of perhaps an hour before Sai shovels rock a wooden surface with a hollow noise, and we hauled a traditionally styled treasure chest out of the hole with great excitement. Oh boy, here we go. The chest was locked with an ancient and rusting iron padlock which broke easily from a single swing of our pickaxe. We opened the lid slowly, and the flickering light of the antique oil lamp shone brilliantly upon jewels of every color and shining ingots of precious metal just as promised by the legend of Black Coal Jr. Joyous at our triumph, we loaded the chest into our wagon and began the journey home. Thank you for reading, and may your own endeavors be equally successful. Signed, Jim Blackwright. Oh, this is the end, and it's a whole, a completely empty one. So this was all for nothing, except for the reading skills I picked up along the way. Oh boy, then. Yeah, not a waste of time, but a little waste of time. Then let's add. Were we in Snake Pit Mine already? I think so. I think this is where I found that pickaxe. But here's some ore anyway. And we gained 26 meat. We just need 400 and a bit more. So we were here. Got a great skill. Minesplaining, and did the ores respawn? No, doesn't seem this way. This is just a completely empty cave. I get quite used to them now. We were on the Daveyard, and the Cavern Canyon is what? I think there is someone missing. Ah, yes. Then let's head back to Dirtwater for now. As you are riding toward your destination, you pass by a building in which a barn dance is happening. I guess that makes it a barn. The people inside seem to be having a pretty good time. Let's join in. You mosey in and have a grand old time at the barn dance. You even learn a few new moves. Most of the moves involve pretending to reel somebody in from across the dance floor with a lasso, but still, they are new moves. We gain some XP. That's nice. Anything new here? Does the store have dynamite? I don't think he has restocked. We sold this book, but no dynamite. So, if I want new dynamite, I have to fight or to sleep. And still a lot of lots available. And this card I keep ignoring. Maybe we should head back in. Let's see what this new item is. I guess this is just the meat nugget I picked up with my pickaxe. Well, alright then, I think this was enough for this episode, so next time we will maybe check out that card or the bunch of goblins and retrieve some dynamite. I don't know yet what I am gonna do, but anyway. So, this was it for this episode. I stream these sessions live on Twitch as well and then upload them here on YouTube as Let's Play episodes. So maybe check out my Twitch if you want a more personal experience and see the face I make when I find something funny. Anyway, thanks for watching and auf Wiedersehen.